Do you have a homemade lathe, such as I do, that you built? Can't quite figure out a way to mount things to it so you can start turning on it, and you don't have the money for a chuck? Well, today, we're going to take this aluminum blank and turn it into something we can actually use. Stay tuned.
Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just clean up these edges. Right here, I'm just facing it off for the time. Now, I'm doing it a second time because I want that face to be really smooth. I have a purpose for this, you'll see in a minute. Right here I'm measuring, I'm going to do every 1/4 inches, I'm going to cut a little groove into this face. Now for me, this helps me when lining up parts to make sure they're at least as close to center as I can get them. It basically just gives me a reference point. So I'm going to go every 1/4 inch, I'll cut in a groove and I'll work my way all the way out. Here's a good look at them grooves I cut in. I like to do this just for a reference point, like I said, before I put my dial indicator on it to really get it centered. This just helps me. Now here what I'm doing is I'm creating a square on my circle. I'm basically taking my square, I'm finding where each point, for instance in this case it was 2 3/4 on one side, line up 2 3/4 on another, and then draw my 2 lines. And I'll do the same on here, and when I'm done I'll end up with a perfect square. Here I'm just going corner to corner, and I'll draw a line, and I'll do it on the other side, and this will basically give me an X. And now I'm using them grooves that we had originally put in, and I'm basically lining up my X where the groove and the X intersect, and that's where I put my punch mark.
Now that we got our marks down where we're going to drill our holes, we need to pick out what proper drill bit size we're going to use so that we can tap them holes once we're done. And I thought I'd share with you guys a little trick I was shown quite a while ago. We're going to be drilling, or we're going to be using 1/4 inch bolts. So what you do is you go 1, 2, 3. That third one, that's the bit you want to use so that you have the maximum amount of material, so that when you tap it you have the maximum amount of threads you can possibly have. And this little trick works up to a 1/2 inch, and if memory serves me correctly, if you're going to run with a fine thread you only go 2 sizes. It's not the 3.
Now that we got our drill bit picked out, Now we can start drilling. I found that it helps if you actually tighten the bit in the chuck. Now that we got that taken care of, let's go for round 2. And now with all our holes drilled, all you have to do now is just tap them.
So I spared you guys the whole tapping of all these little holes. It took me a little bit of time. I didn't want to bore you guys. But right now, basically, we have what would be similar to a 1, 2, 3 block. I was going to put some more holes over here and maybe have them go all the way through, just in case I ever wanted to run a bolt through it. But I figured I'd leave it like this for now. You never know what I might come up with that I might actually need that. You know, I might have to use bigger holes or something like that for something else. But that's going to be it for this time. Next time, we're going to make a few little attachments for this guy. A few different methods of attaching your actual work pieces onto your homemade lathe. So I'll be seeing you guys next time.